Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Again, it's Lawrence, HIV Outreach and Prevention Specialist here with Safe on the Scene, and I'm here again with our member highlight of the week. And this week we are actually talking to Ray, who is the regional, we would say like director,
Overseer.
the regional overseer. My bad, of the legendary House of Lonic, and we are really kind of going to break down our community today because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on lately, right?
Oh yeah.
But before we go, how are you doing today?
I'm good. One day at a time.
Right,
Making moves, doing how we do.
right. And then I hear, there's some good things along the way.
Yeah. The reemergence of the House of Blonick will take place in a couple of weeks at Lala's Ball in Indianapolis. We also are going to team up with Safe on the Scene and several other entities to do HIV and AIDS prevention, to kind of get us more involved in it. Our house as a whole is already involved in it. So we definitely want to push more for safer sex and making sure people have correct information,
Right.
and do what they need to do to protect themselves and others.
Right. And I guess that kind of segues us into what today's segment is going to be. There's a lot that's been going on, locally, nationally, internationally, as it relates to this whole, LGBT rights things and, just equal rights for everybody. But on the surface level of things, like when it comes to the community, it can't just be really one person trying to do everything.
Right.
And what we're kind of seeing here in Cleveland, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that this community is invested, not invested. They want what they want, but don't want to do the work to do it. And
that's one of the major issues with us. I think that as Black gay men, we tend to feel more entitled about things. You're supposed to give me. You need to give me these services. I'm supposed to have these services. I deserve these services. But you don't want to do anything to keep, maintain, or work with these services to pass along that vision for the next generation or the people that come behind us. We're quick to get what belongs to us, and then no matter what's behind us or who's behind us, if you don't get it, oh well, I got mine.
Right.
So I feel like we have a lot of issues with that. We also have a lot of issues with people feeling entitled in themselves, downplaying people, talking about people, backbiting people, destroying people's lives with their mouths, and they don't understand. Like, we are the most hated group of people in the world.
Right.
I mean, even more. How dare you be Black and gay and bitter and hating on someone else? And so,
Black and gay.
That's Black and gay. You know what I'm saying? So I really have a problem with that. And I mean, that's just LGBT. That's the straight community. We have a problem with that with us. Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we really need to work on that. We really need to work on learning to build each other up. Because if I build you up and we build the next person up and we build the next person up, then we have a strong generation. But if I'm too busy attacking you and tearing you down, and then you're getting beat up by me, and then you do it to someone else, and then they do it to someone else, then we've destroyed a whole generation.
Right.
I mean, it's just that simple, and people don't get that it's just that simple.
Right.
And one of the things I do as a parent, as a house parent, is I try to instill in my children that the ballroom scene is cool, but you have to be legendary in your real life.
Mm-hmm.
If you're legendary in your real life, then you understand that there are things that will happen to you, but you can always bounce back. I have a job, I have school, I have all of these great things going for me. So if I go to a ball and you don't see me and you chop me, so what? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm legendary in my real life.
Right, because I'm making moves at home.
At home, where it really counts. Because though I carry the name Blonick with pride, though I carry the name Blonick, on my shoulders, as high as I can carry it, I do understand that his money, Mr. Manolo Blahnik's money, is not mine.
Exactly. I
don't get his money. When he create those beautiful shoes for Rihanna, I don't get a piece of that cut. I don't get a cut of that. So I think we really need to focus on what we need to be teaching, what really matters. Stop giving these kids drugs. Stop sleeping with these kids. Stop infecting them with HIV when you know that you're not taking your medicine and you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And you're not telling these kids that this is what's happening, and you're infecting them. Stop teaching them that it's okay to be promiscuous and sleep with as many people as you want to, and you're more of a man if you sleep with this many people, or you're more of a woman if you can take this many people. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And we may not say it out of our mouths, but our actions speak 1,000 words.
Oh yeah. I definitely see like a lack of numerous mentors or people that people can look up to. You know, there's you in the community, and you definitely not only in the community for the years we've both been a part of it, but even the impact you had on Safe on the Scene and D-Up since you graduated from, you know, the D-Up the D-Up Training Institute. Right. I'm thinking ahead, y'all. I'm thinking ahead. Way ahead. But I see you every day. You know, you're talking to all the members that come in. You're talking to everybody, and you know, not only do you connect with them, but you connect with the staff, and you seem like that connecting piece. I was hired onto the project because of my community ties. I actually got the job just having a random conversation with our former project manager, Stacy, and I was at Pride, all gayed out in my little Wonder Woman. I think I had on my Wonder Woman shredded, you know, that whole outfit with the shorts. With the shorts. I was as gay as I could be, and I just was happy. I was having a good time. I mean, I was in a rut, you know, but talking to her about some of the things that I went through, it got me here. And it's really good to see you here because you have way more knowledge in depth. You actually led me at one point of our friendship. I've known Ray for damn near 10, 15 years, about 15 years. And every step of the way, whenever I had a problem or anything going on, Ray was always there to help build me up. And now the community needs us. We have a community advisory board here, and there's some things that they come up with. There's rules, there's this, there's the snacks, there's these events. And when we started the community advisory board, we were packed, like 15 people in meeting. And then slowly but surely it started to dwindle down. And now here we are, our community is at a turning point, a pivotal point in everything that's going on. And I mean, we see these young kids come in here, they don't really, they are friends, then they argue, then they cause something to be shut down, and then 2 seconds after they cause it to be shut down, they're back to being friends. Right. And the damage is already done.
I believe that a lot of that, though, comes from, you know, and I want to appeal to these parental figures, gay parents that are in the community, community leaders. These are the people that I feel we need on the cab. These are the people who speak for the community, people who are parents of these houses, who are leaders in not of just houses, but you know, gay families. Mm-hmm. There are gay families out here, and there are leaders in those gay families, and I believe that you need those people to come forward and help make decisions for the community and build the community. It cannot be done with just one person. It cannot be done with just a few people. It takes everybody. It's going to take everybody to move or shift towards doing that. One of the big issues we have, though, is I cannot be a 22-year-old parent.
Oh.
I cannot be a 22-year-old parent to a 19-year-old child.
Exactly.
Because my life and what I do is still going to be at a certain level at 22. I'm not saying that there are not 22-year-olds who can be mature enough to handle that, but most are not mature enough to be somebody else's parent.
Exactly.
Maybe a big brother or big sister, but not a parent. Most of my kids are 20 years younger than me. Me being 41, I'm proud of it. You know, I've been around since I was 19 years old, and I'm 41 now, and I've lived the life. I've been through some things, and so I have something to give to my kids. I impart into my kids that success is to those who apply themselves.
Right.
If you don't apply yourself, you can't be successful. And I think that we need those parents, those leaders, those impact people. To do more than just dip and sip on the ball, to do more than just run around in Tower City, to do more than, okay, meet me down here at the movie theater and go to the movie. We need to start educating because it's true. The numbers are telling us. The CDC released some information. I went to the conference last year in Los Angeles, and they were saying that 51% of black gay men will be infected with HIV by the year 2017. And here we are in 2017.
Right.
And are we going to do anything to stop that, or are we just going to accept that as the fact and keep it moving along and let that happen? I hope Willie doesn't mind me using his name, but Willie is definitely going to do a self-esteem workshop and some other things that will be offered here. And I think those are the type of things you guys need to come and take advantage of.
Right.
You know, come be a part of. We did a whole workshop series on job hunting and how to dress for success, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it was very well attended, but the people that I feel needed to be here were not here. And so, there are a lot of things that this program offers. There's a lot of things that that are being done here that I think that we don't take advantage of properly. I think we misuse a lot. Our clubs are closed down. Shout out to Will, who's actually going to run at it again.
Shout out to Prodigy
again.
Weeks, and Club X Melissa.
They're trying some things, but
how long will it last?
Right? Are we gonna use those venues again to go and do what we normally do? I slept with your man, you slept with my man. Now we gonna fight? Or girl, you smoked up all the coke, and now I'm mad. Or girl, you on Tina, girl, and so now I'm gonna talk about you instead of helping you get off of it.
Right.
I'm gonna talk about you. Now we're gonna fight. Talk about the girls who are prostituting, but you don't know what's causing them to do those things.
Exactly.
What they don't have a home, they don't have food, they don't have things that they need, so they have to use what they have to make it. And we talk about these people, we cast them down, we criticize them. Oh, you're nasty, and I'm so tired of the hate against our transsexual community, the killing of our sisters. That are and then there is a difference, like I tell my kids all the time, I need you to understand the difference between a transsexual and a gay boy. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these girls are calling themselves transsexuals and they're boys in wigs, and I need you to know the difference. But there comes in the parent to say, this is what you need to do. This is what needs to happen. We need to be aware of what our children are going through. If I have a son that decides he wants to put on a wig on Monday and then want to take it off on Friday, that's what he wants to do. He figured out that wasn't for him. But you have to educate and create an environment where they feel safe to talk to you and feel safe to express themselves. I mean, and a lot of the drag queens, that's their expression. It's an expression. It's not a lifestyle for them. It's just how they express themselves, their artistic view, and they're out here doing their thing, but they're not girls.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about specifically the ones that are transitioning from male to female or female to male, and we are so critical. We make their lives a living hell in their transition. Of course, they don't look like what they're going to look like in the end when they first start, because you're going from what was naturally given to you to what you are creating.
Exactly.
And we're very harsh with them, but we're very harsh. We're harsh with ourselves anyway. So
right. But I'm going to go back to the parent thing. One of the things that I know saved my life, I'll say it that way, is my gay dad. Shout out to Mikos. He's down in Atlanta. He basically rescued me. I was at Akron, at the University of Akron, all alone, and just so happened to go out to the Interbelt one day, and was being swarmed with like all these people. And the very first thing he did was, I don't know who you are, but this ain't you, because he could see I was uncomfortable. My father has never tried to have sex with me. My father has never tried to get me drugged up. My father has never tried to use me for money, and then I look at everybody else who doesn't have the connection to my, to their parents like I have with my father, and it's like, man, you made this person your son and you had sex with him 2 days later. I would never have sex with my biological mother or father, and I would never have sex with anybody I call mother or father, and it's just weird to see the dynamics still cycling around, from back in the day.
Well, a lot of it is still due to the fact that we don't realize that we've yet to wake up and realize that it is a cycle. So you have hurt people hurting people. Mm-hmm. You have people that have been through the cycle and they just perpetuate the cycle because they get out there and do the same thing.
Never been rescued.
I love my father. Shout out to my father, Damon Humes, also known as Jay Blonny.
Oh, really? I forgot.
Yeah, right. He saved my life and taught me.
Such a good guy.
He taught me a lot about being responsible, about being a grown man. Most of you who do know me know that I have 4 biological children. My last one being 7 years old, so he'll be 7 on April 9th. So I still, I am a real father. It's just in me. It's already in me. And shout out to a father figure who stepped up when my father went on to do his music. He's been doing a lot of his music and doing a lot of things in the community, trying to outside of the House of Blahnik. But Camaro Blahnik has really been an inspiration to me. Tokyo Blahnik has really been an inspiration to me. Mother Michelle Blahnik have been inspirations to me. They make sure that when they teach us all that we are individuals and we are to be loved as individuals, and then the collective come together to make a movement.
Right.
Like when everybody is loved and everybody's rallied together and brought together, each person brings their piece to the puzzle.
Right.
And then in the end, you got a complete puzzle versus I done trashed your piece, I done tore up your piece. So now we got a puzzle and it's like 4 or 5 holes in the puzzle. It's empty. You know what I'm saying? So I really love how they make us come together and push in one direction and really make something manifest itself out. So I'm really proud of that. That's why I love my house. You know, not to say that no other house is better than us. No other house. Well, no other house is better. But no other house is not equal to Blonick. I love Blonick. Blonick is there for me, and Blonick has been in my blood, and Blonick will forever be in my blood. I'm a Blonick for life. My daughter is the mother here. Mother Jaja Blonick. She's the mother here. I have been a father to her. I have been there with her through tough times. I've been there through ups and through downs. I have several children in the community that I have birthed. I had the pleasure of sitting at the Safe for the Scene ball panel, and I looked down the panel, and 4 of my children are legendary on the panel. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need the title legend. I don't need any specific titles. I just need people to understand that the work is done behind the scenes. The work is being done by putting your hands to the plow. Those children are blessed, and they're doing and they're giving back. And so now it's time for us to do more.
Right.
Just do more.
And that'll segue me into like the last little bit of it. Is the one thing about this community that kills me is that we're not present, you know. And when we are present, we're so absent-minded. Like, you know, there could be a perfectly good interview going on right in front of you, and you're texting on your phone the whole time. Little shade to my partner in crime, but no. But a lot of times, like, and actually, I'll speak on an incident that happened with my partner in crime. We were doing a facilitation of DL. We're in class. We're teaching these kids, you know, these young men and young women. I gotta stop calling them kids.
Right.
It's
right.
I feel like everybody who comes and is under my wing is like my kids. Whether I call you son or daughter or what, it's like these are my kids. These are my children.
Instructing, teaching. That's what you're doing.
But the whole time, you know, as we're up there trying to talk, we had to keep stopping because they're on their phone this, they're doing this, they're talking this, and it's just like, man, you know, we need you to be focused. We need you to be visually present. Like, we need you to be able to look and see these things. And it segues me into the CAB, the Community Advisory Board. They come up with rules, they come up with these things, and some of the people who came up with the rules have broken them already, and you came up with them. And it's like, you know, there's not a downing on those people who did that because we're all human, but at the end of the day, you know, I can't do it. I would love to sit there and sit in CAB and talk about my community, but because of my job, you know, I'm an employee. They need the community. And Ray can't do it alone. Our Community Advisory Board meeting is next Wednesday here at Safe on the Scene, 3950 Chester, at 6 o'clock. And we wanted to keep it, the Community Advisory Board has, up until this point, it's always been an open invitation. But it's just, do they care?
I honestly, from what we've seen, you would say no. You would say no, and you would say no because this program could impact so many more people. Like I said, we gave a couple of examples of some of the things they've done besides sit here and play video games. There are other things that this organization provides. There are other services that are given, and we need to know that. You need to know that if you bring somebody to get tested, every person you bring to get tested, that's $10 in your pocket.
Exactly.
For every person that you bring. So if you bring 3 of your friends, that's $30 you made to bring somebody to get tested.
Bring 10 people, that's $100.
That's $100 right there. Your friends, you can get your friends on PrEP. If you feel like I just want to have sex and I know I'm just going to have a lot of sex and I just, you know, I want to be safe, I want to be, you know, block myself from getting HIV, come get on PrEP. Come meet with people who can get you on PrEP. If you're homeless, if you're hungry, there are programs that they have to put you in that can provide services for you. It's not just a place to come play video games. It's not just a place to come be cute and shady and catty and all of that kind of stuff. And a community advisory board would need those kind of people from the community that are leaders to provide leadership to these young people that are coming in here that are lost. We have young people in here who are in domestically violent relationships. We have young people in here who don't have a place to live. They don't have a place to stay. They don't have food to eat. They don't even know how to get connected to health care or anything else that they're needing. But we want them to get out on the floor and dip. And we want to snap our fingers, or we want them to come to our house and smoke this tree and drink this drink.
Right. But their last $20.
Right. And this person has no food. They don't have a place to lay their head. Like, and I remember the days in my house with my children. When my children didn't have a place, my children had rooms. They would come to my house and sleep in their beds. I provided food. I provided clothes. I provided transportation. I've done that for numerous of children in the community. Well, they were children then. They're grown now. Right. In the community. Shout out to my son. One of my pride and joy is my son, Robert Greyhouse, Lil Ra Aga. I love him to death.
Me too.
Because he went to Shaw High School, and they gave that boy the blues. And when he went to graduate, when he was about senior year, almost ready to graduate, he told me, Dad, I don't want to go to school anymore. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of going through this. I'm tired of going through this. So I told him, I said, well, you got two choices. Either you continue to go to school or you fight me every day. You out of school. So he said, okay, I'm transferring to Heights. And so he transferred to Heights. He graduated from high school and then went on to college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very proud of him. And right now he's employed at university hospitals. He's doing well for himself. He has a car. He has his own place. He takes care of himself. He's very independent. He listens to the things that I told him. A man don't work. A man don't eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be real with our children. The world is not going to go, oh, poor baby. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Right. Here's $1,000.
Right. Here's $1,000 because you're so cute.
Right.
Children look fake. Children look. No shade. Baby, I used to have a 6-pack and a big old chest. I'm a little fat boy now. Looks fade. Things change. Your metabolism changed. All of that will not be forever. What are you going to do when none of that exists anymore?
Exactly.
What are you going to do? You can't get a real job if you can't pass a drug test. So you'll continue to make $7 and $8 an hour, which we're finding is not enough to live off of anymore. Because you won't stop doing drugs. You won't stop smoking weed. You won't stop drinking. Come on, guys. We got to be real with ourselves and with our community and what we really want. The CAB program, the Community Advisory Board is here. Safe on the Scene is here. There is so much here that can be offered to you. I just want, that's my final comment, man. I just want them to really realize that the world is not all out here to get you. Everybody's not here to destroy you. There's help. There's help. There are people who really care about you. There are people who really want to see you do well. There are people who really want to be for your betterment and for your good. Soon you will be hearing another project that I'm involved in, Nu Phi Zeta Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to my founders, Brandon Dykes and Jamarco C. Walker, who definitely have impacted my life greatly. And me being even here in this place, they have lit the fire on me to come and seek out this place to learn and do what I had to do here. So you'll be hearing more real soon about Nu Phi Zeta, but there are a lot of things that are present, man. Just realize, open your eyes, like you told him earlier. Open your eyes to what's here. Open your eyes. Willie's here. Lawrence is here. I'm here. There are people who are here. We really care. It's not about us being better than you or putting ourselves over than you. We want you to get on our level. We're trying to get you there. Right. So if you're looking for some place to go, you're looking for some cool people to hang out with, you're looking for some real life experiences, some things that'll change your life, come out at us.
All right. I was going to ask you if you had anything else, but that right there, it really did say it all. Ray, I want to thank you again for taking the time out of your day. I know that and let me tell you something. It's a difference between always being here versus always being present. And Ray is always present. Do you know the difference? Being here is I'm physically here. I'm just in the space. You see my face. Being present is I'm here in the space and I'm reading the space. I can tell by the energy of the space that these two kids over here have a problem. Let me go over here and talk to these two kids. What do you need help with, Lawrence or Willie? You want some condom kits made? You want some this? You want some that? So I definitely appreciate everything that you have done for us up to today. And I greatly appreciate the things that you have planned for us from today forward.
Yes, God.
So that is the end of our session today. I hope that you all got some really good information. And really, like he said, come up and visit us. Just come and be in a space. Come and have a conversation with myself or my partner in crime, Willie. And I guarantee you, you're going to learn some things about yourself that you probably never knew. And definitely talking to me and Willie, because we have these little secret abilities, which I'm not going to tell you about. You got to come and see them. But then you'll also learn that, you know what, somebody really feels like I'm worth it. Because we feel like
They're worth it.
So on that note, love you lots, and we will see you later.
Blonic for life.